And this is 36, the podcast. Podcast. 36, the podcast. And this is 36, the podcast.
What's up, Fairbanks? What's up, Fairbanks North Star Borough? My name is Tilden.
I'm Jeff.
I'm Brenna.
And this is 36 the podcast. Welcome to 36 the podcast, where we sit down with a pint of HooDoo Brewery beer and talk with some of the most interesting people in Alaska. Today, we're joined by Mindy O'Neall, the newly elected mayor of Fairbanks and former researcher at the Cold Climate Housing Research Center. That's a lot of words there to pile into one sentence.
And I was not a researcher.
Okay, so from sustainable buildings to city planning, Mindy's work has always been about making life better and warmer for Alaskans. Mindy, Madam Mayor, welcome to 36 the podcast.
Thanks for having me. This is such a treat.
Yes. You know, it's been a long time coming. We've had a couple of weekends where we had to, situations came up to where we couldn't make it happen. So we finally made it happen today.
Yeah, we did.
And today,
on the coolest Saturday yet.
On the coolest Saturday yet,
The
because
most festive.
exactly. And so, Brenna, thank you once again for filling in as a guest host.
Happy to be here.
All right, so before we get into the meat and the potatoes, as we do every Saturday, we do a sample of today's tap that was brewed by Bobby and the mad scientist back in the back.
What are we drinking today, Tilden?
Okay, as soon as I pull up my darn picture, I'm gonna let you know. Okay, so here we go. Darn technology, I tell you what. Okay, so today's tap, it's a vanilla porter conditioned on crushed candy canes. Vanilla porter on crushed candy canes. So let's all give it a taste.
Like a hint of mint.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for anything vanilla.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good.
It's hearty, not too bitter. It's sweet.
Yes. It's very good. I'm getting that vanilla from the port, right? And then I'm also at the end I'm getting that candy cane. Yeah. I'm feeling kind of Christmassy right now.
Yeah.
All right, Madam Mayor, Mindy, what are your thoughts on today's pour tap?
Yeah, it kind of tastes like sparkles and sparkles in a glass.
I love
Okay.
that. Yeah.
All right.
No?
Good deal, Jeff.
Kind of, it's like Thin Mint ice cream.
Okay. Now, so I didn't mean to cut you off. Were you about to say something else? I'm sorry. Okay. And Miss Brenna, again?
I agree. Thin mint ice cream and like a holiday hug in a glass.
All right. Good deal. Okay, so before we go any further, we're going to actually talk about where we can be heard on social medias. All right, so once again, we're on the regular Spotify, we're on Apple, we're on Pandora. And if you're going to be watching this video, then you know that you're going to be able to find us on YouTube. So that's where we are. We also have a Facebook presence, 36 Podcast. You can find us on Facebook as well. And Miss Brenna Shockey, socials. Where can we find you in your post Miss USA Alaska role?
Well, you can still find me on the Miss Alaska USA page.
Okay.
I pop in and out. I'm one of the board of directors now. But
Oh,
mainly,
congratulations.
thank you.
All right.
But mainly on my personal pages. So I try to really highlight living in Alaska, being a woman in, the last frontier, which I think is important.
Yep.
It's not a bunch of burly old men.
Right.
Some ladies up here.
Exactly.
But I'm on Facebook, on Instagram, and LinkedIn, so you can just find Brenna Shockey.
Okay.
Yep.
All
Very
right.
unique name. Easy to misspell, hard to misspell.
Got you. Okay, and Madam Mayor, Miss Mindy O'Neall, where can we find you on socials, on the socials?
Yeah, Yeah, so I have an official mayor page, Mayor O'Neall, City of Fairbanks.
All right.
There's a City of Fairbanks page, and then there's a campaign page where you can keep up on all of the exterior activities of
Yeah.
the mayor.
Yes. Okay. Now, so what I'm going to do is at the bottom of the description, I'm going to actually put the links to where we all can be found. So that way, if you guys want to explore more on your own time, please feel free to do so. And so on that note, let me take another sip of this wintry beer here.
Delicious.
Now, so I'm gonna tell you what though. So another cool thing about today's episode is we're actually taping during the annual food bank drive that's given by the HooDoo Brewery. It's hosted by the HooDoo Brewery, and the kids can come out. They can take their beer with the reindeer, and either you can donate food, right?
Well,
Yeah.
the kids aren't taking the beer with the reindeer.
Well,
Be a picture.
well, the picture.
They've
Yeah,
root
it's like, I
beer.
want to say it's like 3 cans of food.
The kids are taking a picture, and families are taking a picture with the reindeer. Excuse me.
Reindeer beer.
Oops. Reindeer beer.
Like,
Okay.
this is all above board.
Exactly. Now we're not condoning any underage drinking, so that was a misquote. Charge it to my head, not my heart. I'm sorry. All right. So and so you families are able to come down and have their picture taken with the reindeer, and by either contributing food or a monetary donation. But by the time you guys actually view this video, it will be done and over. But hopefully you got a chance to come down, have your picture taken with the reindeer, donate some food to the Fairbanks Community Food Bank, and sample some of this awesome tap that we have going on today. So on that note, Madam Mayor, are you ready?
Sir, yes.
Okay, so before we get into the politics of today's episode, what originally brought you to Alaska and into the world of sustainable housing?
Well, the story is not unfamiliar to Alaska. It's very similar to many other folks, but we were looking for an adventure,
Yep.
just to escape from Iowa in our young 20s.
Okay.
A friend and I, and it was actually politics that brought me up here. I challenged her to vote in the Iowa caucuses.
Yeah.
I was working at a barbecue restaurant, and I was like going around trying to get people to show up to caucus.
Yep.
Which surprisingly, a lot of people in their 20s don't do in Iowa.
Right.
25 years ago, that was a little bit of a different scene than it is today. But anyway, she did it, and we made a bet. She said, "Yeah, if I go, then you have to move to Alaska with me." And I was like, "Okay."
What a bet.
Well, I didn't think she was serious. Like, she didn't follow through with much of like that. So that was really where it all started. And we bought an S10 Chevy pickup truck. I learned how to drive stick shift through the crazy mountains of Montana. We rode north to Alaska on the side, and
Yeah.
we said, we'll be here for 1 year.
Yep.
And everybody in Iowa was like, where are they going? This faraway land. Will they ever come back? And we said yes at the time, but we're both still here.
Right.
Over 20 years later.
Okay. So apparently it's grown on you as well.
Yeah, I landed in Anchorage first. I was there for 7 years.
Okay.
Spent a little bit of time in Juneau working with the legislature.
Mhm.
And then I met all the cool people from Fairbanks and decided I wanted to come up to the interior. So I keep moving north.
She
Okay,
made the
so
right choice.
okay, so you
So
came up
normal
from
with it.
Iowa. So you came up from Iowa, fresh off the highway, off the road, off the Alcan, and immediately jumped into politics.
No, I immediately jumped into waitressing at Sullivan's and Snow Goose Restaurant. If you remember that downtown? And got my first job out of college at the Anchorage Concert Association, and then through a few years ended up back in politics, working in the legislature.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, good deal.
Working campaigns.
All right.
Cool.
Was
I had
that?
no idea. That's so cool.
Oh.
All right. So you spent years at the Cold Climate Housing Research Center. What's one lesson from that experience that influences how you lead today?
So I was the first executive director of the Cold Climate Housing Research Center. It's a nonprofit after the founder. So it was 25 years of one person running the organization. And I was the second person.
Oh, wow.
And so what I learned from that experience was perseverance. Coming in as a new leader, as a female in a very male-driven world,
Right.
There were a lot of challenges in my leadership, and it was a time for perseverance. So that's really what I learned.
Right.
Just keep at it,
Right.
one day at a time.
Right.
Tomorrow will be a different day. So
Gotcha.
it didn't go the way you thought it'd go.
But how many years were you with the Cold Housing?
I was there for about 4 years.
Yeah. To come in and be the second person, that's so cool.
Yeah, after 25 years. So there's a lot of,
Wow.
institutional systems and ways of culture and ways of doing things. It was a time of great transition in the organization.
Yeah.
So it was quite a deal.
Right.
New ideas, fresh blood, new creativity. All right, so my question is, how did your time at the center prepare you for the kind of problem solving required as mayor?
Yeah, it's a great question. I don't know if people, grow up their whole lives thinking they're going to be mayor. I didn't. I had served on the borough assembly for 6.5 years, and I was kind of looking forward to not being in public service for a few years. But really, I have a public service heart. That's where I love my work. I love to do that. So it's like over time learning how to work with different forms of government, different levels of government, working with constituencies, knowing that you can't always solve everybody's problems, and bringing I guess that and really a sense of community first to the mayor's office has
And such a burden, I think, on the heart that public servants don't talk about is like you want to do what's right for the most people, and not everyone's going to agree.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You give a lot of yourself. I mean, you give a lot of your free time. I mean,
know.
There's lots of those meetings that go super late, and then she still had a day job,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly. Exactly.
So, at least now, that's your full-time job, which is nice.
That's so funny. I feel like I have the best work-life balance I've had in quite a while because I'm doing all of the things during my day job that I would be doing typically after a
Oh,
full-time
really?
job.
Okay.
Yeah, so,
All right.
afterwards, usually, there's 2 or 3 events evening, throughout the week.
Weekends.
So, yeah, you get home at 8 o'clock at night. And,
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, go to bed early because your brain's fried. I didn't really,
Oh.
yeah.
Got to do it all over again tomorrow.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Now, so what are some of the biggest housing challenges that you see right now, both from your research days and now as the mayor?
Yeah, so just to correct the record, I've never been a researcher. I've
Oh,
always
okay.
been in administration.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
so I'm always the conductor telling people what to do.
Gotcha.
And there are people way smarter than me doing the research on things, so I just learn from osmosis. But I think so. When we're talking about building houses in the interior, in the state, across the state, where most of our costs come in, other than labor, is in logistics.
Right.
And that's because we are not manufacturing wood or concrete, any sort of polyanomous. We're not doing that on a commercial or a wide scale. But we have the ability to do it. We're such a resource-rich state,
Right.
especially in the interior, where we can act as a hub community for materials that are manufactured here
Right.
in the state. So if there was a way, and there is a way, that we can start small to manufacture wood, to manufacture houses that are meant for extreme weather conditions, because of course we're seeing this trend of manufactured housing in, the world that is the crisis of housing across the nation.
Right.
We're seeing manufactured housing coming everywhere. You can buy it from Jeff Bezos, apparently.
Like cheap and fast. Right? Yeah.
But as you all know, we're paying the highest energy costs in a urban community throughout the state.
Right.
And if our houses can't withhold negative 24 degrees,
Right.
then our paychecks are going right out the window, literally.
Right.
And that's what we're seeing. So
Right.
we have to have manufactured housing, I think that, it's a new day for manufactured housing.
Right.
But we really need to have the plans that can withhold extreme weather conditions and can be local.
Right. Okay. Now, so you said that we have the resources available here. Okay. So why aren't more builders taking advantage of what we have here within our own communities, state?
They do.
Is it
as
is
far as they can.
so? Is it more of like an expense thing, or?
Labor.
Oh yeah, labor. Yeah.
The thing is that we just haven't been able to manufacture them to scale. So
Okay.
so really when we're talking about builders in our community, mostly they're custom home builders.
Yep.
So they're doing 2 to 6 houses a year.
Yeah.
Right. And
Yeah.
we're not going to solve the housing crisis in 2 to 6 houses a year of custom based homes, right?
Right.
Those are very high end houses that aren't talking about building density in a space that has utilities and roads and that sort of thing.
Right.
So the missing link, in my opinion, is manufacturing to scale, manufacturing to a large, a large amount of materials that
Right.
then we can start to get economies of scale.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So, can you share a project from your time at the Cold Climate Housing Research Center that really stuck with you?
So this was there's a couple, but this is one that we applied for a grant for, so it didn't actually come to fruition, but it's still out there. So I'd like to socialize this idea.
Yeah.
So, are you familiar with downtown, the American Tire building?
Yes.
Tire building downtown.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's empty. It's
Yeah.
called a moron building. It's just been built moron,
Oh,
and
God.
moron.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see that around town quite a bit. So this is a really old building, but it is really well constructed. So our idea, when I was at Cold Climate, was to turn that into a manufacturing and workforce development training facility. Because you have a whole space up above a shop. And down below in the shop can be where you're manufacturing these small types of kit homes.
Yep.
And also developing a workforce that is able to build these homes without large equipment. And so now you have a possibility of dispersing this type of housing across the state and even within the state,
Right.
or within the community. So,
Right.
yeah, I love that.
Okay. Now, so is it ever going to come to fruition, or is it just?
I just need $20 million. That's it.
Well, I'm gonna write you a check.
Okay.
Auto Alaska, get on it.
No doubt. Look here. This podcast needs to go viral, and maybe I can one day write the check. Hint, hint.
That would be a great use of like downtown space too.
Yes.
So many buildings that could use some love or just like some life in it.
Yeah.
That would be a great thing to have there.
Exactly.
Yeah, and part of, I said I excluded labor from the housing and, from the housing costs before, but that really is a huge area that costs a lot. And, I'm a former labor representative. I'm never going to advocate for less wages for anyone,
Right.
especially in our place where, we were talking before the podcast, it's so expensive to live here.
Right.
But we really don't have trade programs that are a pipeline to building houses. It's really not a trade that is unionized, and it's not a trade that really has any sort of workforce development.
Right.
So when we're talking about building houses, we also need to be thinking about who is going to be building those houses, because
Right.
we have an aging builders network who are, really just resigned to building custom homes at this point.
Right.
They're calling it the silver tsunami, retiring and
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
My turn. Keep talking about that for? All right. How do you see Fairbanks using renewable energy and sustainable design to improve housing long term?
So in the middle of our town, we have a river.
Yes.
A river has energy.
I've always thought. Oh, we're on the same page on this. Go ahead. Sorry.
So we also have, and it's a lot harder to tap into, but we also have a lot of geothermal in this community, not particularly in downtown Fairbanks or in the Fairbanks city limits, but outside in the borough areas, we have wind, we have solar, and as battery becomes stronger to be able to store that energy throughout the year, solar becomes a little bit more of a lot more of a renewable energy resource. Here's the thing, though. You think, well, you can't really do solar in the winter because we only have 4 hours of sunlight or whatever. But here's the thing. If you're outside and you can see, there's a light source, right? Unless there's nothing between us, that's an absence of energy. That's an absence of light. So you think we really do have a lot more solar that's available to us, even if it's really weak in those winter months than what people think about. We think about, well, the sun's up right now. We got about another hour and a half before it starts to set.
Yeah.
That's it.
And they're probably just thinking direct sunlight. You're not thinking about being in the shade even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I know, I totally agree with that. And something funny I've always thought about is what that statement you're saying, if you can see outside, I'm like, how can we harness some moon solar?
Yes.
I mean, it sounds crazy to say, but if you can see.
Girl, there are some crazy people that are doing that right now. And they're like redirecting sunlight to different
So here
areas.
in the community?
No, but they have
Not yet.
Not yet. They've reached out to us. So this is where they want to go. It sounds crazy. I'm not 100% on board.
I'm here for it.
I'm just socializing crazy ideas in a bar.
Yeah.
As we do.
Yeah, exactly.
So their claim is that they can redirect sunlight, so a place like Fairbanks actually could have 8 hours of sunlight in the winter.
Wait, they want to redirect the sunlight? Harness.
What do you mean? What do you mean redirect the sunlight?
Redirect the sunlight, so you know how a mirror.
Yeah.
if you
This sounds
point
like a
mirror,
Dr. Evil.
Dude, I'm
scheme.
telling you.
All right.
Space.
I am skeptical,
Okay,
but I'm saying, for entertainment's sake, this is something that is being thought about.
Jeff Bezos probably already has the patent.
Oh, wow.
That and then hydro, you somehow.
That's like Moonraker. That's like some Moonraker stuff right there.
Moonraker was about killing off the world population.
Well, but still, it was still.
It was about wiping out all of
But
humanity.
still, but
having,
well,
like, their
no.
little
So
secret race.
okay, so the reverse of Moonraker.
Yeah, but
All right.
it's a case of if we're going to redirect sunlight from one part of the world to up here, that's going to affect the environmental. That's going to affect the weather system. It's going to fuck everything up.
and
And-
look here, and you think those glaciers are melting fast now? Ooh-wee.
Let's have another 7 hours.
The
Ooh-wee.
magnifying glass and the bugs.
I am
It's like,
not
ooh.
endorsing this idea. I am merely sharing it.
We'll find a way to do it. We'll see.
Yeah.
Ouch.
It's
Yeah.
in the early stages.
Yes,
And
yes,
it's a
yes.
novel idea.
I like that. I want to coin the hashtag moon solar right now.
Oh,
in
yeah.
history. I
That's
feel like
good.
this.
You guys heard it first, right here from Miss Brenna Shockey.
Solar.
All right.
Solar.
Boom, exactly. We're putting in the trademark right now. All right. So,
I got us all
I'm not
off.
going to do what Jeff did because I don't know the darn name exactly. But CCHRC
There you go.
is known for blending traditional indigenous building methods with modern tech. Do you see a place for that kind of partnership at the city level?
Yeah, absolutely. So I know one of your questions is like, what are you doing as the mayor? What's been some of the things that you've done immediately? And it's opening up conversations and partnerships.
Yeah.
It's making City Hall accessible to types of communities that may not have felt comfortable walking into a governmental institution. And that includes innovators, that includes researchers, and there are ways that the city is able to be so nimble in the projects that they do and the execution that they're able to have, and working with different partners. And we have the Arctic Institution, Arctic University
Yes.
of the United States in
Yeah.
our backyard.
Yes.
We should absolutely be partnering and seeing what sort of sustainable options we can make work in Fairbanks.
Yeah.
If they work here, they would work anywhere.
Got,
Even in
yes.
very
Yes.
hot conditions.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. Good deal.
We are a Arctic desert, right? That's our classification.
Well, okay, so we'll probably cover this in a segue later, because I'm really so by now, with all of the technology that we have available to us today, as compared to the 1950s, say for example, we should be at the tip of the spear with all of the advancement with like so everybody's home, no matter if it's in a housing project or if it's up on the North Slope, everybody's home should be just like very, very, very energy efficient by now, you would think.
Yeah, our housing stock is some of the oldest housing stock in the state. The average housing age is about 1980. And so you know how, I mean, how long that has been where energy efficiency has come since 1980. There has not been programs or incentives to update your home that are consistent. There have been like bursts and bubbles, that have helped.
Yeah.
But as this grows, this hasn't been something that has been really able to be renovated. Housing.
So before it skips my mind, so I do remember growing up. So in our neighborhood in Seaside, California. So my parents, we bought our first house in 1976, and so I remember in our neighborhood, as our neighbors got promotions and started making more money, they started doing more and more upgrades to their houses. And one of the upgrades that you could do back then was every so often you see. This is in California though, so I don't know if it's common here, but like when the guy comes out and he shoots insulation through your walls, and so after they're done, you can tell the people who just had it done because they got all the holes that were covered up after they shot the insulation into your halls, well, into your walls. When we finally got it done, I remember our house being much, much warmer. Is that something that's a possibility up here? And so why aren't people getting it done?
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's a couple things. A labor shortage is one of them. The expense is another thing. So typically, folks that are living in older homes have lower incomes. They, don't really have the access income to upgrade their homes. But if they were able to, they would save so much more money because they're paying.
Yes, exactly.
Their energy costs.
Now, so that's something that can be subsidized?
Not under this administration.
Okay.
No, sir. But here's something that's really important is that when houses are appraised, they're often not appraised by their energy efficiency. In fact, they're not appraised by their energy efficiency. So you can do all of these updates to your house. You can make that a part of your sales pitch when you're going to sell your house.
Yes.
But you're not getting any more money for your house because it's an energy efficient home.
Really?
Yeah, so it's not getting appraised at a higher value.
Oh, okay.
Because that energy efficiency upgrades, they're not added into the aesthetics of the home.
So like if you swap out your windows from double pane to triple, they don't take that into account?
Typically, no.
That's such a bummer, and they're so expensive, but such a selling point.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
I've got single pane. So.
What?
Yeah, my house has single pane. I'm getting triples in February.
Oh, so you're gonna love it.
So in a year from now, we should we could like check back with you and see, have you saved any energy? Have you saved any money on your energy costs because of your windows?
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
And and there's a lot of cool programs in the borough too that are doing that. I'm blanking on their names. You totally know who I'm talking about, though. They go around and partner with different nonprofits, try to upgrade their buildings and give them new insulation, new windows, new roofs. Oh my gosh.
I think that's the National Renewable Energy Lab.
I think so. And they're partnered with the
Fairbanks
logo with
Housing.
the chickadee. I think. I think.
Fairbanks Housing Association has some logo with the chickadee. Oh.
It's black and yellow.
Yeah. The Fairbanks Climate Action Coalition.
Yes, and they're partnered with them. They do a bunch of cool work.
They really do. There are programs that help nonprofits upgrade. Those have been really successful around town.
They're doing great.
All right, go ahead.
you, isn't it?
Is it my turn?
No.
We're getting sidetracked.
No.
That's
no.
good.
No, it's Jeff. It's Jeff.
Jeff's like, where are we?
Okay, so. Yeah, so stepping in the mayor's office, what was your first big, wow, this is real moment?
When people started calling me mayor. Did you have a similar experience when you were?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Where you're like,
Miss Alaska.
are you sure? Am I
Yeah.
the right person?
Yeah,
It's intimidating and almost like, I think you're the same way where you're like, I'm me. I'm just me. You don't like associate with it, I guess, as much. It's like, I'm just here to do the job.
Yeah.
It's funny. It is kind of a new identity that you don't get to choose. I mean, in some ways I chose because I ran for office, I guess. But yeah, when I started walking into City Hall and people were like, hi, Mayor, this is the last time I'm calling you Mindy. I'm going to call you Mayor from now on. And it's like, oh, okay. that was the real moment. For me.
Yeah. Very nice. Very nice. It's on you.
I have a first question. So then, during Christmas, are your Christmas gifts going to say Mayor Mindy or Mayor O'Neall, or are they going to have your name on them? How does Santa address the mayor? That's what I want to know.
I was returning some phone calls to constituents the other day. I'm leaving a message, and I'm like, "Hi, so this is Mayor O'Neall calling." It's like if I say Mindy, though, why is this person calling me? So I have to, in some cases, identify myself as the mayor.
Yeah.
So
I
it's,
love that. You'll have to put like a little sticky note in the back and remember you are mayor.
I know.
Oh yeah.
I
Embrace it.
yeah, I know. I really try to be a very humble person,
Yeah.
And it is a bit of a trip to like having people calling you mayor. Like this is even a bit of a power trip, honestly.
Yeah.
And so there's a fine line between like walking into a room as mayor, and you shall call me this, and walking into a room as Mindy,
Yeah.
your friendly mayor.
Right. Right.
You need like one of those pins that you wear to social events where it's like if the pin is upside down it says Mindy, and if it's right side up it says Mayor Mindy.
I
So they
love
know
that.
like, okay, she's in her official capacity now. Like, hello, Mayor, and then switch it to I'm just Mindy
Yeah.
here for a beer,
The thing is I'm never not in my official capacity.
True.
One of the good things about it though is I'm kind of a chameleon, so like oftentimes people don't know who they're talking to, which is just
I
lovely.
think that's a strength. Though.
Yeah.
You can hang out with everyone.
So I saw you at a recent event, and so it was just at one point it was you, Scott, and myself, and we were just chit chatting, and it's like, you guys don't know. This is Scott, and this is Mindy, your mayor. I'm like, you guys, but that's the way you guys just blend in, and we're just hanging out, and just like last night at another fundraiser at the Big I, Scott showed up again, Scott Kawasaki, and
Scott Kawasaki.
it's Senator Scott Kawasaki. Showed up last night, and I'm just like, wow, we're just like shooting the shit.
That's the cool thing about Alaska,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Like you just walk into a place, it's totally normal. We joke about this being in Seattle. You'll see like Senator Lisa Murkowski at the gate with you.
Yeah.
You're like, hey.
Yeah, and so everybody is so much more humble here. I mean, because you have to be, because this is a small community.
Yeah,
You have to be. Everybody knows everybody.
They're like,
right?
I went to grade school with you, or I know you from.
Yeah.
And we're also such like, we're the last frontier, so we're like, ain't nobody better than anybody in this town.
Speaking of
We do have to go.
the Last Frontier, this is a deep segue, but speaking of the Last Frontier, did you catch the show, The Last Frontier, on Apple TV?
Plane
Yeah,
crash.
I did. I started watching it.
Oh,
but
and you have not
finished
finished?
it yet.
Okay, so yesterday was the final episode for the season. It was very good.
Was it?
I'm not going to even say nothing else.
Well,
But-
we have some very cold
But
temperatures.
I will tell you what, though, Fairbanks is not. That's not really Fairbanks.
Oh, I know.
That's
not really-
every TV show ever.
But I did
They
take a
tried.
screenshot, though. I did take a screenshot where they were flying over. It's really the Sadler's building. They really showed the Sadler's building. They had the global building. They did an aerial. I was like, hey, that's really Fairbanks right there.
The one shot, the entire show. You're like, here's some B-roll.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it. Well, at least they
What's the-
tried.
I remember the first episode. They said, "Well, I'm gonna, the husband's getting ready. He's like, yeah, I'm going to go meet some friends at the Chowder House.
yes, exactly. I was like, they said the Chowder House.
Chowder House.
Name dropping.
Ooh-wee.
Interesting.
Now look,
the right
every
place.
tour bus
Product
bus that comes to Fairbanks now was going to stop at the Chowder House. They're, you know what I'm saying? They forgot about Big Daddies.
Yeah.
Well,
Like, take the tour bus to the Chowder House. I'm gonna be there for 2 hours waiting on my soup and salad now. It's like this
As seen in
damn
the
show.
last frontier.
so
Damn
my
show.
question is, do they have like the picture of the train coming along here?
They did have a scene where there was a train, but it was
Because-
not the train.
The one that goes right through town and blows
Yeah,
us
the-
all away.
Well, it's like if you ever watch Forge and Fire, or pretty much any reality show that happens in Fairbanks, they always show the train yard right over there with the train coming down it.
Well, no,
It's,
so
in spring, it's normally in the summertime,
yeah.
but
Now
it's a case of
they've got the big ass dam that's in Healy. There ain't no big ass dam in Healy.
there's no big ass
like-
dam in Alaska that I know of.
Oh, there's two.
There's two.
Yeah, I'm like, there's not this big ass dam in Healy. Anyways,
Where
never
are these
mind.
dams?
I'm messing up the story for you. You need to watch it though, but it's very good. Okay, so let's get back on track though. Okay, so was it me?
No, it's me.
Okay, go ahead.
It's another mayor question.
Okay.
I want to make sure I don't mess it up now. Okay. What has been your priority since taking office?
It really has been bringing people to City Hall. So one of the things that I've noticed about City Hall is that we have every single record that has ever been produced since 1903 in the building that we're in, which, as you know, was an old school.
Oh wow.
So we have almost a whole floor of offices or space that's just being occupied by files and files. And
Archives.
Archives.
Oh.
And so, anyway, my dream, my idea is to make City Hall the community space for for Fairbanks, and that starts with getting those records out. Now, a lot of those we are required to keep forever.
Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah,
which
but
is
you could
just-
digitize them though, right? You could digitize them.
You can digitize them, but that takes forever. as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
So
It could be done though. It could be done.
It can be done, and there are great strides to do those things. But I believe that City Hall really should be a place that's accessible for everybody, that they can walk into, they can feel like it's their space, it's their house. And I've, in the last 6 weeks, have had over 100 meetings with people in my office, bringing people into my office, talking about their issue and what they're doing. So we can just start to open up that door and make people feel like this isn't my office. This is our house. This is our community.
Yeah. Come in, sit in on a council.
Yeah.
I took the citizens engagement course that the city did,
Oh.
and now the borough's doing one, but the city one was excellent. I haven't done the borough one yet, but I'm excited to. And that was kind of their whole, I think, program was showing people all the different, facets of Fairbanks and City Hall and the structure, and making us not afraid to go talk to those departments and learn about it. And it was such a cool program. And so I think you guys are doing a great job, helping encourage people to ask questions. Show up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
that program is really great. And,
So well done.
Right.
I mean, talking about being able to walk into a department and ask them anything. I mean,
Yeah.
folks that work at City Hall are dedicated to the community in ways that I have it just blows me away how dedicated they are. Like, they really care and they want to say yes.
Yes, and it's like 1 or 2 people per department, but they are doing it a great job. They know their stuff. They've been there forever. Her name is Margarita. Miss Margarita runs the budget. Everyone knows it. It is her specialty, and
It's amazing.
Yeah.
We have a really great city. I now live in the Fairbanks city limits, and so it's exciting to be like, oh, I am a part of this. I've always lived outside the city for North Pole, so it's beautiful.
Right.
That's my soapbox.
Yeah, good. Well, I hope after 6 years, there's a lot of people moving into the city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, so Fairbanks has unique challenges, right? So from infrastructure to energy to weather. So how do you balance all of those competing needs as the mayor?
Yeah. I think the first thing you I've recognized is you can't do everything, you can't solve everything. 3 years is a very short amount of time.
Right.
6 years is a short amount of time
Right.
as well. But that's not guaranteed, right?
Right.
So I got 3 years right now.
Yeah.
With a plan for 6 years.
Right.
And so you have to prioritize. What are the things what are the gravestone priorities
Yes.
that I really want to work on in the next 3 years?
Right.
And it goes right back to what I said on the campaign trail. I want to see more housing. I want to see more density in downtown. So what does that mean? So after 6 weeks of being in the mayor's office, now I can start to make concrete goals about what that means. Okay, maybe 50 units in 3 years, putting into downtown. Maybe in building out an incentive program that allows local builders and financing options to be used for that. Reducing the mental health and substance use strain that we see in our houseless population, and finding ways to relocate that problem from downtown to a space where there are resources that surround that population, so they can have accessible help as wanted.
Right.
And then that all feeds into downtown revitalization. What does that mean? So an exciting project is working with AHFC, who just bought the parking garage from CTC. That parking garage.
I didn't know that.
Oh, that thing. Oh, it was.
That parking
I
garage
was wondering about that.
was
Yeah.
it was engineered for 2 more levels of parking, which means that we can build housing on top of it, and that's the intention of AHFC.
Right.
So can we imagine having, let's just say on a low end, 20 units, it could be more, of young professionals that have a brand new place to live in a high rise downtown apartment.
Right.
What does that do to our downtown?
Right.
To me, that
It like
as a business
revitalizes.
owner, that would be like,
Yeah.
I want to provide services for downtown, and
Right.
now we start to get the ball rolling, where it's a place where we feel safe, we feel comfortable. There's people who live downtown and are invested in insurance. So those are, but at the end of the day,
no doubt.
you can't do everything.
Right.
And I come in wide-eyed knowing that
Right.
what you can do in 3 years is as much as the community will let you do, as much
Yeah.
as partnerships will let you do.
Right.
The economy has a lot to do.
Right.
Yeah, it really. There's a lot of things to play. I mean, we're in a very tumultuous time right now.
Yes. Yes.
But local government is where it's at. I'll always say that. It's
Yeah.
where my heart is.
Yeah.
Local.
And especially at this time, where politics strive, where the growth and essence of community strives is in local governance.
Yeah.
That's so
We're going to take a little breaky break. We're going to be right back. Peace. What's up, Fairbanks? Welcome back for our second half. We're going to finish up, and then we're going to call it a wrap. So, Madam Mayor, are you ready?
That sounds so fancy.
I don't know.
Okay. So, who's it on now? It's on Jeff. It's on Jeff.
I got so sidetracked.
Question 11.
11. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you've talked before about sustainability and community-driven solutions. How are those ideas showing up in your leadership style?
Yeah, so sustainability and what's the other word?
Community-driven.
Community driven. Yeah. So I mean, I think it's just incorporating those words and those ideas in every single way. So I'm not sure. Sustainability is kind of a word that gets overused, I think, but it's really important for us to have sustainable economies and resilience built into how we live to increase our quality of life.
Right.
And it just has to, for me, it's something that I include in all the projects that we do, everything that we say. And, going back to our last segment, like knowing I have 3 to 6 years to be in this position, what am I going to do that's going to be sustainable for another leadership be sustainable for another administration and that will be sustainable for our community in the future. So it's not just my idea, right? It's something that improves our community into time. So that's how I try to incorporate that and normalize that.
Right.
Love that. All right. What are some things about the Fairbanks city government that most residents don't realize?
Yeah. So we have about 300 employees. About 150 of those are within the FP and the fire department. And then we have engineering, building. I don't think that people know how much we do on our own. There's project, like road projects are done internally. There's designs within the city that are done. So we're a very lean and mean government. It works well. I'd like to see a little bit less stress on our employees than, oftentimes you'll find employees that are doing more than one job. But the city really does bend over backwards to say yes and be flexible to what the community needs. For instance, Boys and Girls Club just shut down. That left an open gym that we have.
Yeah.
But
Did you not know that?
No.
So the
that's
Boys and Girls Club just shut down?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Across Alaska, a bunch of them shut down.
I didn't know that.
Funding issues.
yeah,
It
it was like overnight. They were like,
Yeah.
we're done.
It was like a letter that came out. That's how I saw it. It was on social media.
They left everything in that space.
Oh my gosh.
Like they literally closed the doors and did not come back.
What?
And
Yeah.
so that left a huge need for after school programming in our community. But it also, because our building was a school before, we have a full gym, we have locker rooms, we have classrooms. I mean, we have such an amazing space to offer for youth programming and childcare.
Wow.
So that RFP will be coming out in the next couple of weeks to see what do people want to do with that space.
Like a daycare versus after school programming or something.
Not even versus. It can be an and situation. There's a lot of space that's available, including the gym, a $2 million renovation for childcare facilities, classroom space, and then space that would be used for youth programs or other programs that we want. I'd really like to see a coffee shop in downtown that has a workforce development component for teen baristas or learn how to do things.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's very sad, and it is certainly a hardship for our community to lose that programming. But I do think that there's a silver lining in space and what we can do locally to make it sustainable, and not something that's at the whim of a board of directors who's not located.
Yeah.
Well, so I mean,
You look like you just got crushed.
I know,
man.
it's like
yeah, I did not know. I did not know that the Boys and Girls Club was shut down.
Yeah.
I mean, because that was a part of my childhood as I was growing up. There's a lot of mentors there.
Incredible.
So that really was a shock to me. I didn't know that. Wow. Okay, so I will tell you this right here. Well, I'm not going to tell you anything, but I will just say there's a diverse political. There's a lot of different. Well, three. You got your right, you got your left, and you got your independents in the middle, right? How do you, as a mayor? Never mind. We're not even rock. So
Ask
You literally said right before we get into the
Yeah.
politics.
Yeah. I think it's a good question where you're going. Yeah.
She's a
how? Because you can't please everybody. So you can't please everybody, and so that's a given. Because no matter what decision you make in the seat that you sit in, somebody on either side or in the middle is going to have something to say about it, right? And you have to deal with whatever the backlash is going to be. But I know down deep in your heart, you're going to make the best decision for the task at hand. All right. So, having said that, how can Fairbanks residents get more involved with shaping the city's future? I mean, because it does take the entire city and everybody has input. So, although you can't please everybody, how can more Fairbanks residents get involved with shaping the future of this city?
Yeah, if local politics are only as strong as our public engagement, as our local engagement.
Right.
It doesn't matter to me what most political affiliation is.
Right.
I'm a Democrat. I'm a Democrat in a red state.
Right.
I'm a mayor in a red community.
Yes.
That's a Democrat.
Yes.
So what?
Yes.
Who cares?
Right.
At the end of the day, when we're talking about local politics, that's why I like it so much, is that it's really about our community. And we're not very far apart. Usually, we're really not.
Right.
We care about our neighbors. We care about our pocketbook.
Right.
We
Yes.
care about
Yes.
our vitality. And we want to have a good quality of life.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, I hope that my leadership and what I've been able to do is I bring people together and I can facilitate conversations.
Right.
And it's really a fun superpower that I've learned about myself. Is getting people together and having a conversation.
Right.
And I do not care
Right.
how you vote and what color you vote or
Right.
how you feel. What I do care is how you treat people.
Right.
And if I think at the end of the day, there is a need, a desire, and a want to protect ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
But we're such a small community that it doesn't really work that way.
Okay.
We don't just get to say, this is mine, and I stay right here, because we're in such a vulnerable environment. We have to be able to have the ability to open up our conversations, open up our own benefits as humans, to say, I'm gonna, this is a part that benefits me.
Right.
And for me, that's always going to be what I
Right.
think that
Right.
community is on my heart. It sounds like I kind of want to be like, it's so gross to say that all the time. It's like sick, right? Like, okay, but that's who I am.
Yeah.
That's who I am,
Yeah.
and I really hope that my leaders.
And so not to dive too much into my political beliefs and my background, but so I will tell you, yes, I'm a registered Democrat. However, I have recently gone purple, and the reason I say I've gone purple is because 50% red, 50% blue, and you get purple, right? So purple is right there down the middle. So I'm always going to vote my conscience down the middle, moderately. All right. So if we can all get to where we can all agree on at least 50% of whatever the issues are. So I think that this community and even our United States would be a lot more
Community oriented.
community oriented. Yes, exactly.
I think you're not alone. I think we're seeing a large trend of people vote that way rather than
Yeah.
one way or another. It's
Yeah.
by the issue or by their experience, and you're open to more perspectives. I
Right.
think it's really beautiful. And I know, like, I'm a millennial,
Yeah.
but I'm seeing that with my fellow millennials. They're not identifying as one thing. They're more ambiguous. Right?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
I think
Exactly.
that's great.
Exactly. It's on you, man.
Are we up to 14 already?
Yes, sir.
Oh, all right. All right. So, looking at 10 to 20 years from now, what's your vision for housing, energy, and livability in Fairbanks?
God, 10 to 20 years. I hope we're still on this earth.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be
Honestly,
here.
like,
I'm
it's a long
gonna be here at HooDoo drinking beer. Shoot,
I hope that's true.
shoot my podcast.
I hope that's true.
Unless you get moved south.
Yeah, unless our interest rates drop.
Yeah,
This will be in Texas.
yeah, exactly. Then I'll be back in Texas. Hook 'em horns. Hook 'em horns.
We know where his loyalties lie.
Oh, it's all good. I'm a Fairbanksian right now. All right.
All right, I'll talk to you about my my stretch ideas. Okay, they're crazy. They're little.
We just talked about moon solar.
Exactly.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so 10 to 20 years, I see climate change having such an impact on our nation that we are going to be a refugee city. We are going to see folks come to Alaska because it's too hot and there's no water in the lower 40.
Mm-hmm.
And if we aren't thinking about that today, about how we're going to build out our infrastructure to have a city that is much, much larger than 30,000 and 100,000 in our borough, I don't think that we're thinking big enough. Caveat, if we're still on this road.
Yeah.
Because I do think that we're on a course of self-destruction in some ways. In really real ways that we haven't ever experienced as a human species. And I worry about that. Like, if we are here 10 to 20 years from now, most likely maybe let's say 20 to 50 years from now, I think that we are really going to be a place where folks are going to look at to relocate because they're climate change. That's a conversation we're not having.
Right. You know, so to caveat off of that right there, I will say this right here. This is not a bad place to raise your family. Being out here on the last frontier, now I look back and, you know, I wish I would have been able to raise my family here, so my kids are like 39 and 35. So, and they've got 2 and 3 kids of their own. But I tell you what, though, this right here, the last frontier, it's a great place to raise a family because you're kind of sort of sheltered, I guess is the word, from all that stuff that you will probably have to deal with in the lower 48.
I agree, because when I went out of state for college, it was a very different experience.
Yes.
I realized that very quickly.
Yes.
How people treat each other, even just on the street, and then your friends and how you meet people, it's just different.
It is.
Interactive.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Which
I
state
say
did you
it's
go
a
to college
wholesome upbringing. Like, we're very wholesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
in?
Yeah.
Which state did you go to college in?
Oh, Idaho.
Really?
Yeah. Go Vandals.
I mean, Idaho's fairly US.
Yeah, I would say, is that much different than Alaska?
So you would think not, but I went to this tiny, well, it's not a tiny school, but tiny town of Moscow, Idaho.
Oh, that's why.
Oh, so you weren't in Boise?
No.
Okay.
No.
But there was a lot of Boise kids there.
Okay.
You know, that
All right.
they came from money, they came from very different upbringing, and
Yeah.
they had a different view on the world.
Yeah.
But then in Moscow, you have all the farm kids, which I think really was similar to Fairbanks.
Yep.
So I got to see how people interacted differently, and it was a cool little community to be a part of.
Yeah.
And that community has been tested since then, and I think that it really held up. You know, the famous tragedy that happened there just a few years ago, but very wholesome.
So, go to the big school.
Yeah, the flagship university.
Yeah, the one with a student population the same size as Fairbanks.
Pretty much.
You got to go to the smaller colleges to
Yeah.
get the.
I loved Idaho. They were great.
Yeah.
And a lot of Alaskans go there.
Yeah.
A lot of
All right. So Brenna,
Yep. Last question.
you've
Okay.
you got the last question. Then we may do a couple of segues, and then we got to get packed up because we got to get packed up and out of here by 2.
Oh,
We're having
like,
too
we'll
much
be done
fun.
by
I
two.
know, we're like,
This is good.
just kidding. All right. Last real question.
Okay.
If you could see one big change or innovation take off in Fairbanks, something that would make life here better for everyone, what would it be?
I want that manufacturing facility. I definitely, I think that is a game changer for this community as a hub community to develop and distribute manufacturing goods. It's industry, it's workforce development, it is
Quality of life, I'd say.
100%. And it adds so much activity to downtown Fairbanks.
Yeah.
I love that concept. I think that's a truly a game changer.
Yeah.
I learned a new term from that. The moron or moron.
Yeah. So now when you drive around, you'll be like, "That's a moron
Yes.
house. That's a."
Do we have to trademark that one too?
Yeah.
Boom.
Good.
All right. So that is the official portion of our 36 podcast with Madam Mayor Mindy O'Neall. Thank you once again.
Thank you for having me.
Okay,
So much
so
fun.
so we have a couple more minutes before I have to break down. So I think we're gonna segue.
good.
So we're gonna freestyle. Are you ready? So these are unscripted right here.
Love it.
Okay, so if you don't mind me asking, how old are you now?
You never ask a lady her age.
I know, but I said if you don't mind me asking, she doesn't have to answer.
Well, I'm thinking. I have to think about it.
She's forever 29.
I'm 44.
Okay, so 44. Okay, so how old were you when you first locate? And so this is for anybody, any young lady
In
who
Alaska?
is aspiring to follow in Mindy's footsteps. The timeline. You first relocated up from
Iowa.
Iowa at how old?
I was 23.
You were 23. And at 23, you hit the ground running where?
First at a restaurant, and then at the Anchorage Concert Association.
And so how old were you when you were there?
23.
20? Okay, 23. Okay,
I didn't
so
take her that long to drive here.
Short-term memory loss.
No, work with me. It's not. Okay, so follow me on this one. Okay, so in between the time you first hit the ground running in Alaska until where you are now, what has been your progression?
Like her career?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, over the years.
So Anchorage Concert Association. Then I went to selling radio at a radio station.
Okay.
I had a few radio
And so
shows.
what was the year span there?
I have no idea.
Okay, all right.
2 to 3 years.
Okay.
I met a person and we started a online journalism called This Arctic Life.
Okay.
So that was didn't work out.
Okay.
And then I fell into the legislature. I worked in the legislature for 3 years.
And your legislature career started at
I don't know. It was-
late 20s, early 30s?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say late 20s, early 30s.
Okay.
I went to Alaska
Okay.
on my 30th birthday.
Okay.
Sorry, to Fairbanks on my 30th birthday.
Okay.
Worked for the legislature for a few years. Then I worked for the interior gas utility.
Okay.
I was the first employee.
Okay.
that set up the interior gas utility.
Okay.
Then I went back to school, got my master's degree in communications.
Okay.
And from there ended up as a business agent for the laborers. I was organizer and business agent for the laborers.
Okay.
And then after that, I went to the Cold Climate Conservation.
Okay, so all roads have led to where you are right now, correct?
I mean, that's the only way to look at it.
Yes. Okay, so the reason I asked that question is because to make this point right here, so it's not a sprint. It's a marathon, right?
Oh, yeah.
And you have to be in this thing for the long haul through education, through experience. Young ladies
Through networking.
and young men, this is what it takes to be successful. And you might not think that today, okay, maybe one day I may be mayor of a city, but it's a marathon. And these are the steps of progression that she has taken in order to get to where she is today. So, Madam Mayor, I am very proud of you. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. The thing about Alaska is if you want to do something, you can do it.
Yes.
The pool is shallow, as I say.
Yeah.
So, it doesn't, you take a little bit of ambition and some curiosity and throw in some networking.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you can do anything.
Yeah. Okay, so let me get back to camera one right here. So, on that note right here, because we got to get broken down. My name is Tilden,
And Jeff?
I'm Brenna.
And I'm Mindy.
and this was 36 the podcast. Thank you for tuning in. We are out. Merry Christmas. Peace.
It's 36, the podcast. Podcast 36.